think he's hopping on right now. Sorry about all that. Hey, how are you?
What's up, you guys? Sorry about that mix-up there.
No problem. How are you?
Doing amazing.
Sick. Looks
Had a
pretty.
little too much fun on the water, brother. Sorry for the late join here.
Oh, no problem at all. Where are you?
Here in Lahaina, where I'm from on the island of Maui.
Oh, that's sick. What'd you do? Foil or surf?
Yeah, we were doing actually. I'm hosting the junior lifeguard programs here on Maui.
Oh,
And
that's gonna
so we had a group of like 8 kids for our junior lifeguard program, and we were doing a bunch of just ocean safety stuff and beach cleanups. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
What's up? How are you?
All good, all good. Where are you
Nice.
guys tuning in from?
I'm just at my house in Santa Barbara and Corbin.
I am in around San Francisco, like just north in Sausalito.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Yeah.
I get out there pretty often, usually, without COVID.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well-
sick.
Mostly Southern California?
I usually have an event in Ocean Beach, San Francisco,
Oh,
Steamers
okay.
Lane, Santa Cruz, Huntington,
Yeah.
and then Oceanside, California every year. So usually I have about like 4 or 5 events in Cali every year.
Oh, that's sick. You gotta travel the whole coast of California.
Yeah, I like it up north though. I love being up around Sausalito, man.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun actually with the city surf program, getting the kids from the city out in the water, teaching them how to surf. And every
Yeah.
time we go out for the Red Bull Heavy Water competition out there, we have so much fun getting the kids in the water and working with the Sustained Surf team and the Indo Soul crew and the Mafia Bag team. There's so many great surf culture, eco-innovative brands in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. Right where Corbin lives.
Yeah. Ocean Beach is my home break. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sick.
All right, sweet. Yeah, so for everyone getting on, sorry about that little mix-up earlier, but now we're here, and I'm Baz. This is my cousin Corbin. Luke could be here, but we are at PacBleu, and we're super stoked to get this chance to meet with Zane, talk to him for a little bit. Yeah. Zane is a ocean enthusiast, environmental advocate, author, and pro surfer, and started competing at 11, which is pretty sick. And he's had a great career, including Ultimate Waterman Champion, an ISA award, and 5-time Master of Ocean winner. Yeah, so welcome, Zane. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, right on. Thanks for having me, boys. Stoked to talk story a bit and hear a bit more about what you guys are doing for the oceans and in your community.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
We're just going to get started, and we'll ask some questions for you.
Epic.
Yeah. All right. So to get started, what was your earliest memory of the ocean and/or surfing?
Earliest memory of the ocean and or surfing. Shoots. Well, I pretty much grew up on the beach here in Maui. My mom and dad are full-on ocean people as well. My dad's an 18-time world champion, and my mom's a national champion, both for windsurf. So I grew up at the beach all the time, and my dad would put me on the front of his board and go surf or in between his legs when he windsurfed. And so, honestly, I don't necessarily remember learning how to surf, but most of my early memories were, as being at the beach and in the water with my family and friends. And, I'd have to say probably, one of the earliest ocean memories that truly stand out to me would probably be surfing Honolulu Bay for my first time. And I was pretty young. And I remember I snuck into my brother's 5 years older than me. I've always looked up to my big bro. And him and his friends were like the top juniors in Hawaii when they were young teenagers.
Yeah.
And so, guys like Dusty Payne, Granger Larson, Clay Marzo, Ian Walsh, Albie Lair, those are all like kind of more my brother's age group and his friends. And I was 5 years younger than all those guys. And off, you know, I remember they were loading up to go surf Honolulu, and I was begging them to go. Like, no, you can't come. And I snuck into the car. And I remember right when they got to the bay, they opened up the back of the door, and I just ran out the car and jumped straight into the water. And it was just like, okay, they had to babysit me out in the water, and it was like solid day too. And so, I don't know, for some reason, that's like one of the ones I remember. And I had to be probably like 7 or 8 years old, but so I was already a lot older. I mean, I did my first competition when I was 3 years old, but for some reason, looking back, that's probably one of the more early memories that really stand out. Just, you know, bending the rules to hang with the big kids, you know, and I think that really shaped me to who I am, just trying to keep up with my brother and all those guys.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's a pretty, going out to solid Honolulu Bay as a 7-year-old sounds pretty gnarly.
It's pretty normal nowadays. All the super groms just completely charged.
That's true.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's most of our early memories too, probably at the beach or just at the beach or in the water.
Nice.
Yeah. So in 2017, you published your first book, which was called Beneath the Surface, and a collection of your journal entries. And we think it's so sick that you were an author too. And did you actually start journaling in 11? And like, what inspired you to start that?
You know, my grandparents were huge, you know, influence on my life.
Yeah.
We grew up all in a tight household with both grandparents on each side. And my early on, when I started to follow the Junior World Tour, I was about 12 years old when I first started. And I had my first World Tour trip. I remember it was like, we went to South Korea, Japan, and Spain. And this was like my first time going out of the country to compete, and my grandparents gifted me my first journal. And they told me, write down your stories with the world and its people, and they'll never be forgotten. Or else one day you'll be old like us, and it'll be harder to recall. And
Yeah.
you know, I took the practice to heart, and you know, it started off super silly, you know, just writing random little things of interactions with food and friends I met and the new words I've learned in the languages. And, you know, my style of journaling definitely has evolved over the years to a point where I've used it as a tool. And that's the consistent theme of the book, Beneath the Surface, is utilizing our power of choice, you know, honoring the past, living the present, and manifesting our future, you know. And we could do that through practices and means of preparation. And to me, one of the most useful ones throughout my entire life is journaling. You know, I've used it as a way to tap into, you know, not only daily goals and endeavors, but also long-term goals. You know, I truly believe that pen to paper and visualization and manifestation are a huge tool. And you know, and because of that, I think it's really important to remember our power of thought, right? You know, what we think of throughout the day, and what we daydream, and even what we say and what we joke about, and the songs we sing, you know, they have a refraction in one way or another in our life. And so I've used journaling as a way to kind of just ground out with myself and keep track of my goals, make sure I'm continuing to take a step forward towards them each. Oh, the waves are taking me out. Tide's coming up.
Looks good. Is that where did you surf? I can't tell if that's like. Is it a point?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
What did you surf like right where you are?
Yeah, we were doing our junior lifeguard training right around here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there with the high tide wave that almost took me. But yeah, no, the whole book is based off my experiences that I wrote down in my journals. I mean, when my grandmother became pretty ill in 2015, 2016, we kind of, you know, as a fun project together, as a last project, we started busting out my years of journals and just circling exciting pages. And, you know, my grandmother made me promise her before she died that I would share my experiences with the world and its people and be able to use that to uplift the community and environment in one way or another. And so you know, the book came about really quick because my grandmother got ill very fast. And so it was kind of a last little family project, you know, going through my journals and trying to find stories and experiences, not only in sport and in competition, but as well just in life in general and our culture and our upbringing in Hawaii and our purpose and our place, and not only in our community, but in our environment. And so, you know, the book is a compilation of journals and lessons that I've taken to heart that have allowed me to accomplish my dreams. And for the readers that do have a chance to pick up beneath the surface, you know, it's a book for the reader to learn from these, you know, not only epic adventures and experiences, but as well for you guys to utilize the same tools that I did to get to where I'm at.
Yeah, that's so rad. We're definitely publish that, and hopefully you can publish some more books so we can all read it.
Right on, thank you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't. How did you, like? I know how you started it, but like, how did you get the motivation? Because I've always kind of wanted to, but I've never like known about it.
I'm sorry, do you mind repeating that last little bit there?
Oh no, like how do you, like I never know what to write about if I'm journaling.
Yes. So you know, I have a number of different journals that are dedicated to different things. And you don't have to be so complex. You could start off really simple. And one of the journals that I like to recommend to friends who are just getting into it is called, you know, the 5-Minute Journal by Intelligent Change. And this is a journal that I use, and I've actually found inspiration to work on publishing my own journal that has a small twist off of this. And I'm hoping that'll be available as my next published book. But the 5-Minute Journal to me is my daily. It's 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. You start 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things that would make today great, and a daily affirmation. And then at the end of the day, you recall 3 things that made today amazing and how you could have made the day better. Super simple. You know, it's all written down for you, so you don't need to think. You just jot down those few little things. And I think as simple as that, it's a great way for us to just make sure we're on track each day, taking a step forward towards our goals. Because in the everyday craziness of life, whether it be school, work, family, it doesn't matter. It's easy to take 1 step forward and 2 steps backward. And so a small little way to keep track of our daily actions, our daily choices, how we could improve our day. And to me, it's been my most consistent practice in my life. It's the thing that I do every single day. Open up my journal in the morning and the evening, and I take that moment to see how I feel, what I want to accomplish, and what I'm grateful for. And gratitude has always been a base of my journals. You know, when my grandma first gifted me my journals, it was one of the things that she told me to start with. She would say, you know, write down 7 things you're grateful for, and each day you can never repeat the same thing. And as a young kid, I was like, what? I'm grateful for surfing, my family, my friends, you know, my new surf, whatever. How can I get to not repeating the same thing? You know, it seems hard, but the more you practice your gratitude, the more you realize what you're grateful for. And my grandma would constantly remind me, if you're grateful, you'll never have an excuse to be unhappy. With gratitude, you'll always find happiness. And so it's such a simple practice, but even just starting with gratitude is a great way to journal, you know. But in other terms, you know, I have a journal dedicated to just sports and performance. tracking my workouts, tracking my competitive results, what I did right, what I did wrong, the lessons I learned, what I could have done better, what equipment I was using, what the swell, what the wind, what the tide was. These observations are key, you know, and I think that keeping track of our daily actions, whether it be for school, for surfing, for design and development, it doesn't matter. It's great to have a place to just pour your thoughts and have a way to make sure we're taking steps forward towards our goals, towards our endeavors.
Yeah, that's really great. Thanks for sharing that, because hopefully I'll order that journal.
What's that?
I said thanks for sharing that, because hopefully I'll order that journal.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, it seems like such a good way to just like keep you on track and like reflect on yourself.
Right, yeah. No, it's one of the, I think I can definitely owe most of my success to journaling. And I can almost say, out of all the practices I do every day, journaling is one of the most powerful. You know, we all take for granted the power of the universe and our intention that we put behind our practice, and the intention we put behind our actions. And, you know, if we put the proper intention and the proper thought manifestation behind our actions and behind each day, man, magic things happen, and the universe just unfolds in front of us. It sounds so damn corny, but it, you know, it really is. It's funny how it works. Mm-hmm. Hey, and big aloha to Alex Mitchell, man. I got some friends tuning in from New York. Got some friends tuning in from South Korea and the Big Island. Thanks you guys for the support tuning into these guys' podcasts. I'm stoked to learn about you, mate. Do you guys mind I ask a question about you guys before we continue the questions for me?
Go for it.
Not at all.
Yeah, so you guys both seem like young cats. How'd you guys get into being inspired to start a podcast and all that good stuff?
I mean, so we all, myself, Baz, and Luke, we've all surfed and been around the ocean. Like, our family pretty much all surfs, so we got into it like young. And then we've also just been like kind of in like the sustainable industry, and like we've seen that, because I feel like that goes hand in hand with like being a beach lover and surfer, because like they're so intertwined, and snowboarding, skiing, all that kind of stuff. And so we kind of like knew about all that and wanted to do something about it. And then COVID hit, and we had a lot of extra time on our hands. And so we were like, what can we do? So we were like brainstorming, and then we were like, why don't we just kind of make some like a brand or podcast, kind of what we're doing now, like just interview cool people who are doing good stuff.
Really cool.
Pretty much like all of our family, our grandparents, our grandpa especially, I mean, and our moms mostly too, like they've all been showing us pollution, but not just pollution in the oceans and the environment, like just kindness in the world. So we kind of started this, like Corbin said, during COVID, because we had so much time, and just trying to spread not only like awareness about pollution and the environment, but like just spread positivity and share what we're doing, so hopefully other people will start to recognize that like there's a problem. Take the chance to I think Corbin got kicked out, and take the chance to like do something about it.
And now that's awesome. I know Corbin's out, but I'm sure he'll get back in here. But I think that's a blessing in disguise in many ways for you two to do that, to tap into, you know, your network in California, the younger generation. That's a big reason why I started getting involved with eco-activism as well, and that's why I started my foundation for kids. You know, it's all about the love that we have through sport that connects us to our natural environment. And I think it's really unique for guys like you, and as well super fortunate to have supportive families as I do, you know, to encourage us along the way. You know, I'm stoked that you guys are doing. How old are you guys?
Corbin's 19.
19?
15 on Monday, and my brother's turning 18 in like a month.
Right on. Congrats, you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. No, it was definitely, I mean, obviously it was great to grow up with parents and a family who like not only supported us, but like encouraged us to do something to help.
Yeah, and you know, not everyone has that. You know, I mean, there's a lot of kids in Maui don't have the same upbringing, and you know, I want to just take a quick moment. Maybe there's kids out there listening that don't have as much of a fortunate upbringing, but that shouldn't be something to get down on yourself with, because we could always seek mentorship, especially in today's day and age. You know, we have you know, in Maui, I see a lot of kids that have this playground out in front of them with the ocean, the mountains, but they don't see it as a playground yet. They haven't tapped into it. Maybe they haven't had a chance to try a surfboard or learn how to swim, you know. And so for other people who are out there who do have a passion in a natural environment, invite a classmate, invite a friend who doesn't get out there much to come and join you and share that practice, because that's really what's going to make ocean guardians and true, you know, passionate people to defend and make choices for our environment, you know, is having a place in the environment.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Thank you for sharing that. That was well said.
Yeah, bro.
All right, great. If you have any more questions, we can answer, but I'll move on to our next question.
Yep.
So what are you most proud of, like, besides journaling, that you've done in your life so far?
Shoots. You know, one of the things I'm most proud of that initially comes to mind is being a part of a co-founder of the Stand Up for the Cure.
Yeah.
My auntie and mom had a crazy idea after my auntie was diagnosed with breast cancer to start an event for the families of all the women out there that have gone through breast cancer. And just around that same time, I had my first melanoma skin cancer removed. And so we decided to make stand-up paddling the premier activity for this initial event that just kind of turned into a huge thing. I mean, the Stand Up for the Cure is what I'm talking about. My auntie, mom are the main founders, and I was a co-founder. And we ended up, you know, making a goal to just get people who have gone through cancer out on the water and feel the stress, relieve them, you know, having some fun on the water and being around a healthy environment. And it turned out to become the largest stand-up paddle event in the world. We broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest stand-up paddle lesson with my crew of instructors and myself. We taught over 1,000 people how to stand-up paddle in one day. And we've raised over $1.3 million for uninsured breast cancer patients. And 100% of the proceeds went towards saving lives and supporting the families and their treatments and mammograms for young women, but also contributing to the men as well and women for sun damage, because at that same time I was having skin cancer. And so, you know, I'm most proud, honestly, to have a part of bringing that to the world and to, you know, be in a position to share, you know. Yeah. And that's one of the things I'm most proud of out of all my world championship titles. You know, to be able to give back and use my platform I've built is, you know, one of the things I think is going to stick around a lot longer than my stupid trophies hanging on the wall. Not that they're stupid. I'm really proud of my trophies. I mean, if I have to say one award that's a competitive award that I'm proud of, I just won the world's largest rated win for a windsurfer. And that was for the International Windsurf Tour XXL awards. So that's, to me, probably one of my greatest competitive achievements and my first big wave achievement. So that was just last weekend.
Wow, nice job. Yeah, definitely. You should still be proud of those, but all of that is amazing. And I want to say thank you for doing wait, what was the paddle called again?
The Stand Up for the Cure was our breast cancer awareness event.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and it's now it's kind of grown beyond our family. We have it continuing to go with a team that has it worldwide now. It's in Japan, Michigan, California, Miami. We've been in Paris, and it continues to grow and get people out on the water. Especially, for those who are going through chemotherapy and these heavy treatments, if you can imagine, it's a lot going on. A lot of the women in my family had breast cancer, and it has a big effect, not just on the person going through it, but through the families and the friends. And so to get out there on the water, and kind of have a moment to forget about all that stuff you're going through is really special.
Yeah, you think there's anything that PacBleu could do to help with that in California?
Oh man, well, Newport Dunes, you guys can check it out and be a part of our Newport Dunes event for the Stand Up for the Cure. It's usually in May. Of course, we already have passed that, so you're gonna have to wait till next year.
Yeah, well,
but you can definitely keep in touch for sure.
Yeah, we certainly will keep in touch. Yeah. Well, it's always next. What is like a goal that you have for yourself in the future, in environmentally or sports targeted?
One of my big goals that I have currently, I've spent so many years focusing on myself.
Yeah.
And in many ways, it's the job for a professional athlete. You have to be selfish, and you have to put time aside to better yourself. And in a way, I'm ready to not only innovate the things I'm most passionate about, but as well to inspire better lifestyle choices in our community of sports. And so through my endeavors, through competition, through my philanthropic events like our Stand Up for the Cure and our foundation introducing kids to ocean sport and ocean conservation, it's all about making sure that the next generation and my competitors and the people in my network have similar opportunities that I had, because I do realize I had a very unique upbringing.
Yeah.
I had a very unique opportunity to have, guys like Laird Hamilton and Derek Palama and Robbie Nash and my father and all my uncles want to take me to the beach. And they let me borrow their surfboard and borrow their canoe and borrow their big wave board and get out there spear fishing. And so these are things that I'd like to share with the kids in my community. And so I want to continue to build a platform for myself, but use that platform to, give the kids in my community the same chance I had, with mentorship, with, access to equipment, access to knowledge. And, so of course I'm going to keep pushing it as hard as I can and going big in the winter time for big surf, and as well on the world tour for windsurf and stand-up paddle surf. But I think I'm almost more excited lately to, create a legacy now, not just one of competitive success, but, to be able to make sure that we are bringing about not just badass athletes, but ocean guardians and good people. Like you said, it's not just about being talented on the water or at what you do. You got to use that. What are you going to do with that skill? What are you going to do with that opportunity? And I believe that, it starts with sharing it with others, making sure others feel that joy you have, so that they could feel a part of nature as well.
Yeah,
anyway, I talk too much. Cut me off whenever, brother.
Yeah, junior guards is definitely a great way to share that and just pass it on. But also, like, I mean, it seems like you've done a lot of that already, but great to keep it forward and keep doing it. Yeah. So what would you like our community and PacBleu to know about the Pocket of Plastic Challenge?
The Pocket of Plastic Challenge. So the Pocket of Plastic Challenge is something that my dear friend and mentor, Michael Stewart, and I brought about to the world. We were out in Indonesia. I believe it was maybe 2016. And, man, we were just devastated by how much trash we were paddling through in the water surfing. And we started, this was around the same time that, I don't know if you guys remember, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
And so this was right about the time that the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was starting to go viral. And I remember thinking, like, man, all the freaking farms in California and in Hawaii are on droughts, and we're having mass water shutoffs, and we got social media influencers telling millions of people around the world to waste water.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I wonder if we could get cool people to encourage everyone to do something good, and not just waste water. And so Michael Stewart and I, the founder of Sustainable Surf out of California, we thought, well, why don't we put our pockets to use? Imagine if every surfer and every person that went to the beach put a few pieces of plastic in their pocket. And that started the Pocket of Plastic Challenge.
Yeah.
And, we debuted it at the Stand Up World Tour event following our trip to Indonesia. And I remember I finished the wave, I got drifted down, and it was faster to run up the beach. And I was running up the beach, and the helicopter for the live feed was following me. And I ran out of my way to pick up a piece of trash. And I threw it in my pocket during the live feed, during the heat. And I went on to win that event. And I remember, being up on the podium and saying, hey, you guys walk past a piece of trash. Doesn't matter if you're in competition or not. If it's in your line, pick it up. No excuses. Imagine that ripple effect. Imagine if Kelly Slater was walking down the beach in Florida and picks up a piece of trash. I tell you what, if I saw my role model like Kelly Slater picking up trash, I'd be doing that too. Yeah. And I'd be stoked to do it, every damn time. And so I thought, hey, let's make this a thing. And, it's still something that's alive every day for people who are out stand-up paddling in lakes and rivers, people who are out surfing coastal on the ocean. Take on the Pocket of Plastic Challenge, hashtag it, and challenge a few friends to do it as well.
Yeah. Well, hopefully people hearing you say this and seeing you pick up all this plastic will encourage them to. You there? Sorry, everyone. I think he is reconnecting, but hopefully he'll be back. Yeah, it's been really cool to talk to him, and thank you all for logging on. Oh, he left. Oh, no. I'm going to request for him to join again, and I think he will accept, hopefully.
Oh, sorry about that. I lost you guys for a second there.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, glad you're back. Yeah, well, that's great that you were doing that, and hopefully, people hearing you say all that, seeing you pick up plastic and starting this will encourage them to, and hope that on here, you guys all start to. Yeah. Okay, well, we have a couple more questions, and if you have anything to say, you can ask us.
Yeah, no, if you guys don't mind, I might be shifting location here. So yeah, ask the questions away.
All right, sick. No, not at all. So we know that you do like a lot of cross training between stand-up paddling, foiling, and kite surfing, and swimming, and just surfing. But what's your latest training addition or regimen? And do you do any like stretching or yoga and breath training as well?
Totally, yeah. I'll share my my go-to. So I usually like to do my exercises at the beach if possible.
Yeah.
But of course, I try and create variations of the exercises that I could do, not just at home, but in a hotel room if I had to.
Yeah.
And so, I usually like, there's a exercise that a Marine started called the Murphy. And if you Google search Murphy, M-U-R-P-H-Y, Murphy workout, it's a series of 4 rounds, and it consists of 25 sidewalk lunges, a minute core, 10 to 15 pull-ups, 25 burpees, 50 jumping jacks, and a quarter-mile run. And so you do that four times, and I feel like, that takes me about 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes if I'm moving slower. And, I feel like that's a great way to kind of just keep the strength, not only build strength, but we have to remember, sometimes we have to just maintain our strength and our flexibility. And so that's one of the ways that I like to do so, like kind of, let's call it almost a minimum, right?
Yeah.
And then stretching, a series of stretches that I like to do is called the meridian stretches. And the meridian stretches are kind of based around realigning your breath and your chakras, and a way to kind of just for body maintenance. Like, I don't necessarily do it to get more flexible or to get more loose. Also, I'll oftentimes do it just to warm up my lung capacity, just to have an excuse to focus on breath and kind of activate my muscle groups while also doing some sort of a body check, because every day we have to try and go through and see where we want to adapt our routine, our regimens, our activities, depending on how we feel and, depending on our goals. So that's kind of my 2 go-tos, the Murphy, the meridian stretches, my journaling. Those are 3 things that I try and do pretty much every day.
Yeah, definitely good to keep that workout routine so you don't get behind, but that's super sick. Thank you for sharing, and thank you just for responding to us and letting us talk to you today.
Of course, man. I feel so bad for jumping on late, man. We kind of finished up our training a little late today.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for joining, and we'll keep in touch, and if we're ever on Maui, we'll let you know.
Yeah, man, for sure. So I'll actually be out in Oceanside, California. If you guys have anyone listening, I'm going out to on the 14th. So in a few days, I'll be in Oceanside, California, competing in U.S. Nationals for sup surf and longboard surf. If you guys are around, we'd love to see you guys at the beach. I'll also be doing some waterman retreats and clinics while I'm in California around Oceanside and Manhattan, doing foil surf clinics and surf clinics. But that's kind of a long drive down south for you guys, but
no, we love it. Yeah, totally. Let us know when you're down here and reach out, and we'll come down and see you and surf.
Yeah, guarantee, man. Are you guys gonna be publishing this anywhere?
We'll put it on our Instagram and our YouTube, hopefully.
All right, I'll try and keep in touch with your guys' podcast and share this one. I really appreciate all the aloha and support from everyone who tuned in. I'm just kind of skimming through the comments right now, and I really appreciate all the support, you guys. I see Danielle, one of my dear friends from San Francisco, tuned in. You guys, really appreciate it. Bill Price, mahalo, Uncle Bill. All right, you guys, aloha. We'll see you guys soon, and come check us out in Maui sometimes. My family and I run a surf camp called Maui Sports Adventures, where we host groups up to 8 people all year round. If I'm home, I'll be hosting the activities. And so, yeah, definitely want to plant that out there to you guys as well.
Yeah, totally. Hope we'll come out soon and we'll let you know.
Oh, yeah. See ya.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Aloha.
Bye.